Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful to Allah Subhanahu wa because we are still given permission and help so that we can meet again in this forum with me, Nur Azmi Zalina binti Azhar, as the moderator. May I have your attention? The presentation is about to begin. Before I introduce our guest members today, I would like to welcome all of you to this presentation. In this session, we would like to have a presentation on about issues, vaccine and anti-vaccines. As we know, in 2019, our beloved country has been declared a state of emergency due to the spread of a dangerous virus that causes deadly disease. The disease is COVID-19. Over time, this virus is getting out of control and causing many deaths to the point that our country has been locked down several times. There are several measures that the government has taken to ensure that this virus stops spreading, among which are 2 meters social distancing, using hand sanitizer, and wearing a face mask. Until another step was found to control the COVID-19 infection, which is the COVID-19 vaccine. Among the types of vaccines are AstraZeneca, Sinovac, CanSino Biologics, and Sputnik V. However, there are a few people who think that the vaccine that needs to be taken is unsafe and can be fatal. This group is called anti-vaccine. So, in this discussion, we will find out which of the vaccine and anti-vaccine groups is more rational towards taking the vaccine to deal with the COVID-19 issues. Before the presentation begins, allow me to introduce our three specially invited guests to discuss this issue. Our first guest is Nur Fatin Nadira binti Jamaluddin, who is a doctor we invite from the government hospital, which is Sungai Buloh Hospital. She has a lot of experience related to the COVID-19 vaccine. Next, the second guest, Nur Suhaila binti Zamri, is a member of anti-vaccination movement. And in the end, the person is Zakia Hanim binti Hanafiah, who is a member of the Vaxtivist movement. Vaxtivist movement is a combination of vaccine and anti-vaccine. It was created to mold an anti-vaccination movement. So, as the forum opener, this time I would like to ask a question to our first guest, Dr. Nur Fatin Nadira binti Jamaluddin. As a doctor, can you explain to us about the benefit if we take COVID-19 vaccine? Do you agree or not to take the vaccine?
Thanks to the moderator. Of course, I agree to take this vaccine because I am a doctor. I know what is best for my body and health. Vaccine, or also referred to as immunization, is one of the methods to build the body against disease attack before a person gets sick. This can prevent you from becoming infected and infecting other individuals. The process of administering the vaccine into the body is known as a vaccination through injection into the muscle or intramuscular injection, usually in the deltoid muscle. Immunization has currently prevented 2 to 3 million deaths each year from diseases such as the influenza vaccine, the HPV vaccine, and the chickenpox vaccine. A report by the World Health Organization, WHO, states that 20 types of infections can be controlled and prevented with the existence of licensed vaccines. Infection of other diseases such as rubella, polio, measles, mumps, chickenpox, and typhus do not occur as often as they did 100 years ago. Disease outbreaks are now more difficult to occur or spread due to the large number of people undergoing vaccination. Alright, vaccines reduce the risk of contracting an infectious disease by working with your body's natural defenses to build protection. The vaccine stimulates your immune system to produce antibodies, just as it would if you were exposed to the disease. After getting the vaccine, you develop immunity to the disease without having to get the disease first. If you are affected by a related disease, the probability of getting disease complications is very low. Among the anti-vaccine reasons for rejecting immunization shot is that can cause autism if children receive too many vaccines. Aluminum aluminum content in vaccines is believed to cause autism. However, the aluminum content is very low. In fact, babies who are breastfed for 6 months contain more aluminum than is contained in the vaccine. It is also lower than food or medicine taken in daily life. On the other hand, there is also concerns that the vaccine carries many serious side effects. In reality, serious side effects are rare. The most common reaction after receiving the vaccine is pain at the injection site or fever. In addition, there are also a few people who worry that the content of the vaccine is dangerous. The fact is, vaccines do not use any substances that can affect a person's health. The exception is for live vaccines, which should be avoided in patients with weakened immune system. Other ingredients are preservatives, stabilizers, adjustment, and other ingredients. In conclusion, when a person has taken the vaccine, this means that the individual has protected himself and increase his own antibodies so that the virus does not spread to more distant places. So don't neglect the health care of you and your beloved family and make wise decisions that will benefit you in the long run. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to our guest, Dr. Nur Fatinadira binti Jamaluddin. Dr. Fatinadira says vaccine, also referred to as immunization, is one of the methods to build the body's natural defense against disease attack before a person starts to get sick. How about our second guest, Ms. Nur Suhaila binti Zamri? What do you think about taking this vaccine that you set up? This anti-vaccination movement.
Alright, thank you for having me, moderator. For my opinion, I don't think so for support vaccination because I am a part of the anti-vaccination movement. I don't get immunization since the majority of vaccine recipients are at risk. As you are aware, I am referred to as an anti-vaccine. Those who oppose or reject the use of vaccines are considered anti-vaccine, or we can call it as an anti-vaxxer, which is who are not believe that vaccines are a harmful drug or chemicals according to our beliefs, more inclined to think that vaccines are unsafe and would spread disease. We are not trusting any medical professionals, technology, research, and also medicine. We, as an anti-vaccination movement, will disseminate our own ideologies by fabricating conspiracy theories, misrepresenting scientific data, and providing parent testimonies in the form of narratives which make people doubt whether the vaccine is safe or not. Additionally, there have a lot of negative feedback from vaccine recipients who have suffered consequences as a result of the vaccination. As we know, there have previously been a connection between autism and the MMR vaccine. This demonstrates that the vaccine is risk and is not backed by reliable scientific evidence. Some people also contend that a person's innate immunity is superior than immunity acquired through vaccination. Uncertainty and skepticism, the public may view the vaccine as more experimental than a considered trying treatment. So, the vaccination of people at risk for disease is not advised because it involves a fear of a person's own health. No one faces the risk of disease or death they experience after receiving a vaccination. We can observe that the majority of vaccine recipients have experienced world health issues that they did previously, oftentimes resulting in death, particularly the elderly, young, allergic, and ill individuals. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thanks to Ms. Nur Suhaila binti Zamri for your arguments and opinions about anti-vaccine, which is those at risk are the only ones who should get the vaccine, since they are more likely to pass away or get a more serious illness. How about our last case, Ms. Zakia Hanim binti Hanafia? Which do you think is safer by taking the vaccine or not?
Thanks to having me, moderator. So here I'm as a natural person where I do not choose vaccine and also anti-vaccine, that is Vectivas. It is a combination of vaccine and anti-vaccine. It was created to mock the anti-vaccination movement. Anti-vaccine generally believe that vaccine cause people more harm than good. For the reason, this virus had focused some parents not to vaccine their children, causing outbreaks or disease such as measles to be almost every year. It referred to two different attitudes towards vaccination. So the first type of the vaccination is the called anti-vaccine, or some who believe that vaccine hurt children and cause autism activity attracting this belief to others. However, we as a social also to pro need to prioritize healthy first, referring to taking the side risk of vaccine effect. People who are anti-vaccine are mostly people who don't live in doctor study, and most of them are intelligent people. And people who are anti-vaccination are also from people who have chronic disease such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and other. Next, the second type is someone who support vaccination. It is important for people health and safety. Where vaccine contain antigen derivatives form in category of weakness parts of spectrum of variants or bacteria. Antigen in vaccine works to system and from immune agent certain disease. The purpose of vaccination is
to active herd immunity. Herd immunity means that the virus cannot enter a group of people, since most of the member of the community have the strike memory of the different for fact to fight the real virus that is strong, for example, COVID-19. This is important. This is important to protect vulnerable group as increase with disease due to low described body system or function, such as children, the elder, cancer patient, and HIV positive patient. So we need to take vaccine to avoid according some disease. In addition, all community should have the opportunity to make their own decision about taking the vaccine. This should not be used pertain to someone, because everyone has their own preferences. So we have to respect every community that has make a choice. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to our guests for the informative and interesting talk. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to question and answer season. Do we have question from the guests? Alright, if not, ladies and gentlemen, finally we have come to the end part of our presentation. I would like to express my gratitude to our presenters again for the informative and interesting talk, and also to the audience for active participation. Hopefully, the presentation will be beneficial for everyone. Thank you for your attention.